So let's grade Amazing Spider-Man number 45. I will be using my grading tool, my points-based system, to grade this comic. So if you're interested in learning more about that, just check the description and above here and it'll give you details on how that works. So I've already done one copy of Amazing Spider-Man 45, but I got lucky and got another copy in here of it. That's going to be in this Silver Age submission that I'm going to do. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. We'll look first of all at the bindery. And I don't see anything, no off-centering, no bindery tears, anything like that yet. Everything looks pretty good. So we'll move on to the corners. Just real quick check this one. That corner's pretty sharp. Yeah, that's a nice corner. Same thing on the top here. Wow, that could be a modern book. We do have some slight blunting on the bottom of the spine there, and it's dinged pretty good here on the top of the spine though. Let's flip this over real quick. Look at the back. You can already see the back corners are similar to the front, very nice. And just a little bit on the spine there. I mean, I would go tiny for these defect, but we're gonna have to go to moderate because of that top spine and the slight blunting here. So it's moderate on the corners. For the edges, that could be a little ding right there. Not sure what that is, whether that could just be from printing. Just gonna assume that's a little bit of color break or whatever that is right now. But you can kind of see here on the cover, there's some white that breaks through. I'm almost thinking that's just part of the design right there. I'll have to look at some other copies to know for sure. Same thing kind of on the top, there's some like white there, but I'm not seeing anything. There is a ding here, close to the spine. Maybe one right here. I don't see any major marble chipping or any marble chipping at all on this book. Just look at the back cover on the edge. We do have a tiny ding there. Yeah, there's like a tiniest little piece trying to come off right there, so I'm not going to mess with that anymore. Little ding there. There's a dent, slight dent right here. Yeah, this edge is not bad at all. I'd say it's minor. Maybe a slight little step up from minor, so we'll go minor, and we'll just add a little bit on, just to get us between minor and moderate. It's definitely not a moderate. I mean, that edge is nice on it, for being this age of a book especially. So let's look at the spine. We do have a few color breaks, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4, 5 prominent spine tick color breaks here. Doesn't detract significantly from the book. But I think we're probably going to have to go moderate on the spine. There's some wear up here, some minor wear. And then the ticks. There's a slight little bend here, almost like there's just the beginnings of a spine roll. So I'm going to go moderate on this spine. Staples look solid on this book, from what I can see so far. A little bit of shine to them. I don't see any real major discolorations. We could just check them in the middle of the book first, though. One page off, I think. Everything's firmly attached. Staples look great. Original staples. Look at this book. It's pretty tight. So it's pretty good. Okay, so we'll go nothing on the staples. Maybe it's the slightest loss of color, like shine to it, so I maybe go negligible. And then on the cover is extremely nice on this book. There is a slight little color break here from like a thumb crease or whatever, right there. There's some gloss, moderate gloss still in this book. This is actually an attractive, very nice looking book here. This is a good one. You can kind of see just some minor little thumb imprints or finger where the pages have been turned over the years. Here, here, here. Probably not going to show up on camera, but it's definitely there. There's some minor little wear. A lot of that should press out for us. There's some tiny tanning on this book, minor tanning. I just don't know about this crease. This might be, it's creased and there's color break, but I don't know how much of that actually color break It might just be like 1/8 of an inch color break there. I almost want to say it's moderate, but I think this could turn into minor with a press. So let's go moderate on the cover. I'm erring extremely on the side of caution. I think it could be a little more between minor and moderate already. But I'm thinking we could get on the heavy side of, I think we could get on the heavy side of minor. Not heavy side, but like more toward the minor end of this. So I'll kind of put a question mark on that just to remind me of that. And the pages I kind of already looked a little bit at. I don't want to go too crazy with this book because it's so nice. I just want to make sure none of the coupons are missing. These could be white pages. I think this is white pages. Pretty confident. A harsh grader could say white to off-white, but I'm pretty sure this is white pages here. That's pretty cool. It's a nice looking book. Okay, that one's there. Looks pretty much intact. Pages look nice in this book. Yeah, these inner pages look like it could have almost been bought last year. I don't think these pages were super wide originally. Okay, so I'm gonna go tiny on the pages, just for the slight little tiny off-white maybe. I don't even know if that's even the case. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna roll with that. Could be negligible, not much there. So yeah, what we'll do now is I'll ballpark the grade, and then we'll go on the computer and we'll enter these values, and then we'll see maybe could we increase the value or decrease the defects if we did a press. Would it be worth it? We'll go through all that stuff. But if I was to ballpark this now, I think it's too nice to be a 5. I think it's too nice to be maybe even a 6.0. It's too nice. But I don't think this is an 8. I don't think it's a 7.5. 7 might be a stretch. Maybe a 7. 6.5 to 7. I think this might hold us back. This little roll here and this color break there that could be cleaned up a little bit. I could see this book getting a 7 as it sits though. But I think 6.5 is pretty solid. So I'm going to go 6.5 right now. And after a press and clean, not that it really needs a clean, I think we could get at least a solid 7.0 here. I think this might hold us from an 8. I'm going to go 7.0 after 6.5, 7.0. I just don't think 7.5. There could be an outside chance of a 7.5, which would be amazing on this book. But I'd be happy with a 6.0 or 6.0 to 7, anywhere in that range. Okay, so let's get on the computer and we'll finish up here. So let's dive right in with our tool here. On number 45 here, we had nothing on bindery. On corners, we had moderate. So I could just tick this box here. On edges, we had somewhere between minor and moderate. So we had done this. And you can follow along here on the left-hand side. I took a screenshot of the book and the grading sheet. And on the right-hand side, you'll notice we have the score, the point system on the left side of that chart, the grades themselves, and then the cap defects you can have on a particular grade listed here as well. And I just had to gather that over a lot of research, and just kind of a lot of it wasn't included, but I just had to kind of guesstimate. But so if you want a copy of that, it's also included with the free tool. Just check the link in the description if you're interested. So spine, we had moderate. Wow, my eyes aren't working so well. Let me look at the sheet on my screen here. Yeah, I apologize. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. I need my reading glasses on. Spine is moderate. Staples, we had negligible. Cover, we had moderate. And then tiny on the pages. So we had guessed, let me make sure I got that right. Did I miss something? Nope, I think we're good. So I guesstimated that this book would be a 6.5. The tool thinks it's a 7.0. So let's just see what our points are. 28.5, let's look at the chart. So 28 would be the top end of, or the lower end of 7.0. we're 1.5 points away from being a 6.5. So we're that borderline 6.5, 7.0, which is pretty consistent with what I kind of guessed. I always err on the side of low, so sometimes this happens. We're never going to be exact with a tool like this. So I would kind of probably just go with what I said. Since we're close, we err on the side of caution and say this is a 6.5. So let's see what this book could look like after a clean and press. So I just like to recreate. That's what this right-hand version of the chart here is, or the clickable boxes that we have. So what can we do? We can't do anything with the corners or edges. Probably can clean the spine up a little bit. We can always clean the spine up, but I think this book had some creases that we can only go so far. I'm going to stick with moderate on the spine. I think we can clean it up a little bit, but I don't think we can get to minor on that. Staples, nothing we can do. Cover is where I thought I'd put the question mark there. I think we can get that to minor. Get rid of some pressable defects. And I think that's it. So I think the tool thinks we can get 7.5. I wouldn't be amazed if it got 7.5, but I think 6.5 now is a pretty good guess. And then 7.0 to 7.5. I'm going to adjust my chart here, or what my assessment was, to up to 7.5, but more of an outside chance at the 7.5, I'm thinking. So we were pretty close with our assessment. I think we're just going to have to roll with that. So 6.5, possible 7.0 to 7.5, and then we'll see what the grading company says when the book comes back. So I'm still excited to see what happens when the books come back. I'm doing the Silver Age submission. If you haven't been following along, check out some of the other books that I've graded. So I've got 20, 22 something books that I'm sending in, and we're gonna use this grading tool to grade all of them, and then with our own assessment, and see what happens. Are we gonna come back low, high? Do we need to fudge it one way or the other, or is the tool pretty spot on? We'll soon find out. Well, I say soon, but I haven't sent these books in yet, and we're probably looking between a press and a submission. I mean, it took 11 months for my last one, so see you in a year after these books come back, and we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Happy collecting.